Not a doctor, neither is RFK Jr. Autism existed before Tylenol. Anyway, your patient isn't breathing, so I'm going to walk you through an airway assessment and possible solutions when you don't have any equipment. Your safety is paramount, because if you get hurt, then you're no good to anyone else. So take a detailed assessment of the person on the ground. If it's Stephen Miller, you did the best that you could. Thoughts and prayers. Let's assume that you're safe. Now we're going to look, listen, and feel to assess for breathing. Fair warning though, use of look, listen, and feel outside of medical necessity will result in experiences of empathy and can even lead to compassion. And when we talk about look, listen, and feel, we got to get real close. Your balls are showing. Bumblebee tuna. Sorry, no, that's a different thing. You're going to place your hand on their chest, and you're going to look towards their feet with your cheek and ear close to potentially hear and or feel breath sounds. At the same time, you're also watching for the rise and fall of the chest. Just say that like a Republican-led Congress under a fascist regime, there's no signs of life. Next, we want to open the mouth and look for obstructions. You're going to place your hand on the casualty's forehead and stabilize their head, neck, and spine, because we don't know if there's any spinal injuries. I'm going to move my other hand down to their chin, and all I'm going to do is pull the mouth. And while the mouth is open, I'm looking for obstructions. And not the corrupt kind that stop investigations into the borders are accepting a bag full of money. Just the kind that block an airway. If you see an object, it's loose, easy to remove it carefully. If you don't see anything, don't do a blind finger sweep. The Epstein files might be down there, and you'll just make it harder to release. If there's no visual obstruction and the patient still isn't breathing, we're going to do a head tilt chin lift or a jaw thrust. Only do the head tilt chin lift if there's no suspected spinal injury. Now let's assume our hands were just in the same position from when we were inspecting the mouth. All we're going to do now is tilt the head back and we're going to open the airway. If I was sitting like this, it's a lot harder to breathe. If I'm like this, it opens that airway. The jaw thrust is going to be much harder to show because this guy doesn't have a skull. You're going to jam your fingers behind their jaw and then you're going to pull it up. Sorry, that's not entirely accurate. You're going to place your fingers along the back of the jawline, thumbs on the chin, pull the jaw forward, and open the mouth. And the whole point of this was to improve the patient's condition so that they would spontaneously start breathing. And hopefully that's what's happened at some point during this process. And if for some reason your casualty did not start spontaneously breathing, well, we're going to have to cover that in a future episode of Stephen Miller is Definitely a Nazi. Anyway, y'all be safe, be well. We'll see you soon.